Okay, it is December 9th, 2017. We just received 2 days ago our Milwaukee M18 switch pack sectional drum snaking machine. We got it from Acme Tools. Got it on sale for the Black Friday 20% off. So we got a good deal on this. As soon as they came out with this machine, we immediately noticed that it didn't obviously have any type of way to feed the line other than manual, which if you've been doing plumbing for any number of years, you'll know that that's actually what makes a good machine. Milwaukee on their website, and when they created this machine, said, oh, it's great because it'll stop really fast after you hit the pedal. The drum stops quickly. Well, that's not going to do anything as far as kinking the cable inside the machine, and also when the cable starts to bind up, you want to be able to hold that in place and eat through a tough stoppage. That little addition really means nothing. What they were lacking, and I actually emailed and contacted Milwaukee, and they're not going to disclose, of course, if they were going to come out with that, but I've already added it to my machine as a cell feeder or power feeder or auto feeder. So all the real drain snaking companies that are out there, Spartan, General Drain, Gorlitz, Electric Eel, they all have power cell feeders, auto feeders, whatever you want to call them. Rigid has one, but theirs is the worst on the market. Theirs, move over to the cell feeder here, you have to actually engage the rigid one. When you can't ride the rigid in neutral, it only goes forward or reverse as you pull the lever. All the other brands, and this is what makes them work properly, is there are three wheels that engage inside here. You can see those three little levers, and inside are the wheels that hold on to them. So your power feeder here with the lever can be rode in neutral when this little centered forward, and you can see the word reverse on there. So the key to a cable not kinking inside a drum machine has nothing to do with how fast it stops when you start to bind up. That's going to happen every time you get towards a stoppage. You're not going to want to stop your machine. You're going to want to be able to ride it forward or back, or more importantly in neutral, not have to hold the cable, but also it locks it in place so it doesn't want it to bind and kink up inside the drum. And that's why a cell feeder is the most important thing you could possibly have on any snaking machine. So as you can see, we've already retrofitted ours. We've got our piece already hooked into our machine. See, we're spinning there. We're going to go ahead and put this in reverse, and you're going to see this draws it back automatically. Now the other reason you want to have a cell feeder is on the end of the cell feeder, you can see here we have this flexi conduit. So this is standard. You can buy any brand. This is Home Depot's Liquid Tough metal 3/4 conduit. It's covered in rubber, and you can cut it to any length you want. So same thing, Milwaukee's things about being clean. Well, you still have your cable being exposed from here out to the sink, so under a cabinet, wherever it's going to be. When you're pulling your cable back, it's going to be full of a lot of gunk, especially in the kitchen line. So the other important reason you want a cell feeder like this is you want a threaded end where you can then run all this protective conduit. So this end here where you're feeding the actual cable, we'll show this here, is this end right here where the cable is about to come back out from here. This basically is where you can put this right up to the opening of the drain line and enter right into wherever the spot is inside a house, and everything's going to be completely contained in this conduit. All you've got exposed is a little bit there. And actually right at this point here, we actually like to put a little rag on there, or sometimes some paper towel, just depending, and it'll slightly clean the cable off as it comes back into the drum. So we'll go ahead and pull this back into the machine here and show you. So this goes back into the drum. We'll undo our conduit as this pulls back, just to show you here. So this cell feeder is now pulling the cable back all on its own. You can see it's coming back in, but what's really nice is that you can again go forward, reverse. More importantly, you can sit in a neutral position. And in this neutral position, it's basically not riding forward there, but it's locked in place. So you're going to chew at a stoppage or a bind-up piece inside a drain and let you really eat at it and not worry about it grasping your gloves or your hands to the cable. Or again, it'll prevent kink-ups inside the drum. So that's why it's so crucial to have this. So, don't know if Milwaukee's going to ever come out with one, but we don't really care. We've already retrofitted ours for this. But again, this is what's really needed on a proper drain machine. We've retrofitted all our machines that didn't even offer it with styles like this. So, what we did was, we're going to go ahead and flip this to the side here just so you can kind of see. So this is the whole entire metal assembly here that's mounted to the drum kit. The housing here on the pack that you hold on the back, the cavity in the front where you do this detach is completely empty on this side. So we have 2 1/4-inch 20 bolts here holding it in place, and then on this side we only have 1. The reason is that on this housing right here where we penetrated and removed, that is where the motor's actually at. So we flip this back over to kind of just take the drum out here. You can undo the clasp on this side, we'll undo the clasp on the other side. Now you simply pull up the piece and you can push the cable through. So anytime you're doing any of the machines, this gets pushed back in. Now the drum unit can be pulled out. Sorry, we're using our rigid camera actually for this recording. So under this housing here again is we have the 2 bolts penetrating. There's 4 screws you're going to have to take out. You're going to need a Torx bit, a T15, but you're going to need the security one. And on this side they're very deep, so you're going to need at least a 2-inch one. You can't use a short one with an extension because it won't get by the narrow opening. And then again, another 4 screws on this side, but when you take this side out, you'll see that's where the actual brushless motor is that then goes and connects to the belt system. So we can only do 1 on this side, but that was plenty. It's all we needed to do. So you can see that this is now completely mounted onto there. We'll kind of lift this up so you can see it's all 1 unit. And so the unit can be detached. There's actually a set screw right here where this whole housing can lift up and out if you need to remove it to do any repairs or just get it out of the way. And then again, we've got 3 bolts on the bottom with standard 7/16 nuts holding these in, so you can unscrew those at any time and then go ahead and take it off completely so it's not part of the unit. So this is our modified Milwaukee switch pack drum sectional machine with the proper self-feed, auto-feed, power feed, whatever you want to call it, making this now a really good machine. Without this, to me, any snaking machine is pretty much pointless. So again, not sure if Milwaukee took our suggestion when we contacted them a few months ago about this. We've spoken with their reps before a long time ago about a bunch of ideas we had. And so anyway, this is what's really nice to have onto this machine if you can add one, or maybe in the future Milwaukee will offer it. So that concludes this recording.